After that, each of the members behind me will identify themselves and spell their names for you. I do want to give you a phone number before we start so that everyone has it. It's 888-298-1964. Again, that's 888-298-1964. Chief Edwards will speak to this phone number in detail, but I wanted you all to have the number.